Can how they strike for better security, so they're not getting beat up in classrooms. You know, be able to bargain with the school board, so they're not paying out of pockets for notebooks, calculators. You know, freedom of association.
Do you live around here?
I actually live in Clark County, so it's
Oh,
a
do
lot
you?
worse down there. But
Well, can I ask you some
The
questions?
teachers have a union here and they
do.
bargain here.
they do, but it's a right to work state.
Right.
Yeah.
But they do have collective bargaining
Yeah.
and it is recognized and they have to recognize. So what are you trying to do?
So sometimes our admins and superintendents, sometimes they don't do their due diligence to represent how their teachers are handling, because every classroom is different. Now,
That's a job performance issue. That's not a law.
yeah, it's a law whenever we have a right to work state and say, oh, my student just beat me up. I can't do anything about it because I might lose my job. I can't strike for, hey, I need better security. This is going on in Clark County. This is actually going on in Washoe County. And at the end of the day, we live in America where we can get things on the ballot and we can let the people decide if it's something that we should do or not. But when we live in a right to work state, it's automatically anti-union. What has the union given us? Benefits, insurance, a 5-day work week, you know? Now, has times changed? Yes.
Was it the union gave us a 5-day work week or Henry Ford?
I love Henry Ford.
So that's truly a question because the unions apostatize it, but who really did it?
I don't know.
There's-
He should see that.
Go look at some history, man. I'll give you one more question here. So I run a private business. I run a business in the state of Nevada.
Talk about
So-
taxes now.
Well, no, why should government employees that I pay with my tax dollars have more rights than my employees do?
So
Why should a public employee have more rights to strike than a private employee does?
So the first thing is it's a private, not a public.
Right. So people being paid with tax dollars that
Yes.
chose to go work for tax dollars, that
Yes.
chose to go work for the public,
Correct.
should have more rights than the public that pay those taxes?
Yeah, because they're public employees. The average person is not going to a private school or going to a charter school or let alone a homeschool.
Right, but why should those teachers have more rights than the average working man? Why should one set of people
Because
have
they're doing public service. They're public servants,
and they're
just like police officers, just like firefighters, just like public educators.
right? So the public relies on them. So you're saying that the police should be able to strike at will and just take off and not work because they don't like the
It's-
fact that a perpetrator hit them.
So strike is a very loose word because it's more about freedom of speech, being able to express yourself about the situation that's going on. Now, people just want to automatically assume that they want to use it for nefarious reasons, that they don't want to work. Why would teachers want to go to school to educate kids? Because they want to educate kids, but it's kind of hard for them to do that when, they want to qualify for a raise when they have to pay out of pocket for school. They got to do continuing education. Along with that, the 3 months that they're off, they're spending time getting another job to pay their bills, and on top of that they're preparing curriculum. So is that really a vacation, or is that really just ongoing work for them?
Aren't these things that they're aware of when they become teachers, when
Yeah.
they go to school to become teachers? So
Well,
what about personal responsibility? And you pick your job and you knew that these were the issues of the job.
it's
And,
a
and when you
state
picked it
thing.
and now you want to have more rights.
Yeah.
And you want more benefits. But let me ask a question. How long has Nevada been ranked last in education?
For quite some time.
So we keep spending money at it. We keep doing
Yeah.
things like this to it. And does it get better or worse historically in the state of Nevada?
So our property taxes have been going up. The money from the marijuana industry and the gambling associations should be going towards our public education. But ever since we adopted the Raiders, a lot of that money has been going towards them and not going towards our public education. Now, New Jersey is a right to strike state, and they're fourth in the nation for public education. If you look at the statistics of a right to strike state compared to a right to work state in public education, there's an 8% increase in wage. There's higher test productivity. There's less crime going on in, classrooms because there's better security. At the end of the day,
So you're saying but what you're saying is historically we've raised taxes in the state of Nevada. We've paid the teachers more money year after year. Every legislative session, their payrolls have gone up, and we're still last. But now if we allow them special rights to strike, to leave working parents stranded at home because they want to go on strike,
so
that's a good thing.
So are we talking about Nevada or referring to other
I
states?
live in Nevada. We're talking
Okay.
about Nevada.
So how many times have you seen someone in the state of Nevada go on strike?
You
and
know
they-
why? Because I belong to WCTA, and the one thing that
The association,
would not do was strike,
right?
and I wouldn't.
Right. So The question is, are these teachers going on? What are the reasons they're going on strike?
Well, in the history of my life, they go on strike for more money.
Okay.
And it's always about the money because the teachers union. So when I was first a kid in school,
Which was a different time.
we did not have the Department of Education.
And social media, social constructs.
We did not
Okay.
but we did not have the Department of Education. The federal government was not involved in education dollars
Okay.
or manipulating education. And now we are.
Okay.
And what's happened over the last 50 years since that's happened is our education now has gotten worse or better since we've involved the federal government and given people more and more rights to walk away from teaching.
Sam for you.
So what we've done is increased pay, increased everything, and we've gotten worse outcomes for our students.
I mean, when I have teachers coming here and telling me,
You just
"Hey,"
had one.
yeah, well, that's from that time, not teachers from nowadays. It's again, apples and oranges, man. We're talking about a time.
But the teachers from before gave a better education to the kids.
Yeah, because-
so you're looking at people that give a worse education to what historically we've done, and they keep wanting more and
the
more and
kids are
more.
different.
How are the kids different?
Like I said, social constructs, social media.
Do
Status changing.
parents have the ability to monitor that, deal with that,
They do,
and
but
be parents?
they do, but again, it's different times. We when we were growing up, we grew up in a time where social media wasn't a big thing.
Social media was nothing when I grew up.
Exactly.
I had a dial-up telephone.
So you mean to tell me that the social constructs that we built today is not a factor that's going on with the kids? The accessibility to the internet and the information that they're digesting. And here's the thing.
Well, no,
We can blame it on the teacher
here's
and the parent.
here's what the difference is when I was a kid and I screwed up
When you were a kid, which is when?
the 1970s and the 1980s, Gen X.
Okay.
So when we were kids, we got our ass beat.
Okay.
We got our ass
Me
beat.
too.
You know what happened? Our parents didn't go to jail.
Okay.
Now kids are trained, hey, if daddy does anything, you call the cops and government gets involved. And now there's no personal accountability. And so we keep taking away personal accountability and we keep giving things like taxpayer funded employees the right to not work, the right to inconvenience parents so that they can't go to work, so that they can't contribute to society, and everything keeps getting worse. So I think that this is a really bad idea. So I appreciate your engagement. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Watch for yourself. You might be on Auditing Reno 911.
Hey, you know,
It's a good conversation. People can see the conversation.
give me the 5 branches of the First Amendment, right?
Speech, press, religion, petition.
There it is.
You
And,
you just wanted the petition.
and assembly.
Assembly. There we go.
Thank you. I'm amazed that we have.
Here. Article 1, Section 9 of the Nevada Constitution gives you what rights?
Say that one more time.
Article 1, Section 9 of the Nevada Constitution gives you what rights? Freedom of speech and freedom of press.
Yep. That's why you're recording
So-
this. You don't even need my consent because it's a right.
Yep. So I'm just saying I appreciate the question. First Amendment. Ask me about the Third Amendment or whichever other one.
Gotcha.
10th Amendment is great too.
Appreciate it. Have a blessed day.
You too, man. Good conversation.